Next performer is one of my faves. They recently wrote Of Color, which will be published by Essay Press in 2020. They are a dual citizen of Ghana and Trinidad and Tobago. She lives in San Francisco. I recently went on the Sister Spit queer poetry tour with her, and she was this like benevolent, wonderful force of serenity, peace, and really funny jokes whenever it was needed. Anytime she bent over, crystals would fall out of her dress. She was like this magical goddess. When we got to Portland, we all really wanted to go to that giant bookstore, and we were trying to stay like in a group, and then we lost track of her. We were like, oh no, we gotta go to the next thing. Where is she? Where is she? I finally went up and found her in the art book section, surrounded by giant art books. She had like 10 in one hand, and she was like holding the other one. And then I tapped her on the shoulder, and she turned around with tears in her eyes. She was like, I'm so happy. Please give it up for Katherine Agyemaa Agard.
Okay, I'm going to talk about color. I want to tell you why I am so obsessed with color. Sorting it, differentiating shades of blue, green, gray. But it goes without saying, doesn't it? We're all obsessed. Separating things by color is one of the first things a child learns to do. For some of us, maybe the only skill we get. Red beads, blue beads, green beads. I won't even go into the finer differences. Everyone is so afraid to look. A friend of mine told me a joke. Do you know the South African question? Her mother had told her a story about a woman who walked from her house to a shop. Or maybe it was from her office to a car, or maybe it was from her village to a well. Not sure. Anyway, when the woman got to where she was going, what she had wanted to get was no longer there. And so she stands before the shopkeeper, the car door, the well. Now here's the question. Here's the joke. What color was she? You get it? Because the color makes a difference. I know, it's absurd. What color am I? If you put an image of me into Google today, my proportional palette would tell you that I was blue. Is that what you see? Do you listen to everything your computer tells you anyway? I do want to know what you see. In a still, hot, wet rain, I met the first of many psychics. She clutched my hand outside a shop and said, oh, that's rolling blue. But later, the cards told her that my aura was black. I called my mother and she said, no one's aura can be totally black. She is perhaps using a metaphor to describe your race, not your color. It is the first time she has used this term to describe me at all. Black. My mother tells a story about my siblings and I. She spilt coffee with a little cream on one of us, her brown-skinned favorite child. She spilt apple juice on another, and on me, she spilt milk. Milk. It is in white spaces, the gallery, the museum, the university, the diploma, the page, that I began to understand myself as an artist. But it is in the dark that I understand what art is, or could be. These are also the spaces that I, paradoxically, began to understand, dare I say, love myself as black. Often these ideas of white and dark, of light and black seem in conflict. Many of these conflicts seem oppositional or binary, but many are unnamed, something else entirely. You can take two things from this story. One, it is possible to spend your entire life and far beyond it searching for something that you miss, have lost. That thing can be a color. And I do believe that showing things to others and waiting for their response is the only way that an artist, I hope myself, can come to understand the world. I'm thinking of making a painting and putting it in a white space, a white painting, maybe. Milk paint is inexpensive and easy to make. Martha Stewart tells me I will need a lemon, a quart of skim milk, a sieve, a cheesecloth, dry color pigment, or artist's acrylic paint. I know from experience that this recipe is utterly insufficient. She has neglected to mention an important chemical, hydrated lime, type S. But I understand the aesthetic impulse. Such simplicity is seductive, aspirational in the absence of any other custom. To think that you could make full-bodied color from milk. In practice, it produces a thin, sour, and sickly whiteness. Milk. Now, an opaque white fluid rich in fat and protein, secreted by female animals for nourishment of their young. Milk. Verb. To extract sap, venom, or other substances from. To make a white bath for a cooling head, I was first instructed to use a combination of milks. Don't worry, I'm not betraying anyone by giving these instructions. This instruction was never private, never special. It came to me on the internet, by paying for it, from two women who I see now as more than their whiteness. I'm no longer angry, but I was. I told my mother later I shouldn't have to pay or beg for this kind of information, but she said only, I did not think I had to tell you such a common thing. You will need coconut milk, goat's milk, cow's milk, white flowers, or lucky flowers of any type, honey, cocoa butter, white soap, cascarilla, Florida water. Mix this in a bath or a shower in a bowl or a bucket. Pour over the head. Scrub self with white soap in a downward direction. Think of what you wish to clear. After the bath, soak your skin with cocoa butter. Take this residue and throw it at the crossroads behind you. If this is not possible, down the toilet. An addition for clarity. White candle, sharp smelling herbs. Light the candle, breathe in. Imagine a white veil or mist around you. Imagine the smell making a tear in the veil. Continue tearing until reality seeps in. Resist the encroaching white. If milk is not available, any white powders pasted to the skin and rubbed away will do. If you do not wish to throw away that residue, to put it all behind you, you may produce your own milk and use it as you wish. For self-milking, retain the bath water, milk, and cascarilla. Press the pulp into your hands. You may use this to spread a veil of confusion or doubt. You may use it to encourage an impossible empathy. You may use this to make them see what they say does not exist. The residue can be used in whatever form is most convenient. I imagine a choreography. Milk rots. It is a horrible smell, says my mother, when it rots. Milk must be cleaned up immediately. We are forever predicting its spillage, when things will go bad. Sit at the table. Sit upright. Be careful. Do the right thing. It could happen at any time. A woman is shot and her body remains in the street for observation for days. A young man is covered over with police tape and cameras. Deaths are notes in the middle of the newspaper where the tourist will not be deterred. Fill a pool with milk. A pool, a tub, a pool, a hole in the ground, the pit of your stomach. Bring those who mourn the people who are now colors, flesh, smells. Invite those who do not think they mourn, are simply haunted, see deaths on a reel or a loop, cannot think to own this grief. Take this bath together. It may take a long time, possibly forever. Some of you may never leave this bath. It will become, has become, the world around us, a mist, a veil, although we may not understand its source. Scrub each other's backs. The milk may rot. Let's dance in this congealed yellowing mess. Lie there, scrub. Lie in the sun, spread your legs with fat. Take the residue and leave it at the Prime Minister's house, the President, the Mayor, your neighbor, that woman who laughed too loudly during the film, those people who seem to be just fine. Anyone who says there's nothing to do about it. Watch them experience this. The responses maybe are overwhelming, contradictory, in conflict, painful, and you may go weary if you are not already. There's nothing to do, not ring in your head. At this point, repeat this bath for yourself, in private, alone. If you didn't know before, now you know what it means to wish for a cool head.